Have you ever noticed that right when you either reach a goal or right when you are close to reaching a goal, we tend to let our foot off the gas? Why is that? I want to talk about that in today's episode, so it's going to be a good one. Grab your coffee and let's get into it.
Let's go. I like this one.
Yeah, because I do it. So I want to just talk through it.
Have you researched it? Why do we do that?
I looked into it a little bit, but I definitely feel like I need to talk through it because when I look back at my life and why I'm not farther ahead in life, that is the reason. So we're going to get into it, but of course, that's later in the show. Let's just kind of,
Any house cleaning today? Anybody we got to put on blast?
House cleaning?
Yeah.
Coffees?
Yeah.
No.
Nothing?
I don't think so. Not
hold
really.
my coffees, huh?
Not really. But what I do want to say before we get too far, because this is Friday. Okay, this is Friday, you guys. This is it. The doors are going to close in a few hours for Jay's Body Bootcamp number 13. This is your last chance to be a part of BBC 13. And it is going to be a very good one. We've got a great group going, but you still can register if you are watching this before 5 p.m. Pacific time. Click on the link in the description and register. You will not be disappointed. I will get your program done as soon as I possibly can, and you will be ready to start on Monday. But get in there.
Wow, you ready to get these ladies cracking and moving.
Yeah, I am. I wanted to show, since we're talking about BBC, I wanted to show a couple of results up on the screen. The winner is Hilda. Now, Hilda's up on the screen right now, you guys. She lost 10 pounds in 8 weeks, but look at the amount of inches she lost. It's insane how much weight she lost right around the abdomen. So I know many of you ladies in menopause or perimenopause, maybe your friends are telling you, oh, it's menopause. You can't lose that. You're stuck with it. They are lying to you.
Lying.
Why do people do that?
Because they talk. I always say this, they talk out of context and they don't know. They assume. They're making these assumptions and they want to use a fallback. So they use that as a fallback.
Yeah.
It's menopause. Mm-hmm. And furthest from the truth, just like, it ain't the same thing about men who use, I'm 40s, I'm just going to have a gut. This is just it. I can't get lean at 40s. There's an assumption out there that us men can't get ripped at 40s. Like, who told you that, dog?
It's not true.
Who said that? Where'd you hear this from? Who did I heard your information from? That's not true at all.
I know.
Furthest from the truth.
We're going to talk about more debunking. We're going to do some debunking because I've heard some crazy shit this week, I swear.
Let's debunk.
But before we do that, I also wanted to highlight Barb. Barb here on the screen has done 3 BBCs. She is not doing BBC 13. I was very sad to see her go. But she lost a significant amount of weight. Also, menopause weight gain. She couldn't get rid of it. Didn't think she could get rid of it, and look at her. She looks absolutely incredible. And then we've also got Nadia here, she's on her 4th BBC. She's still joining. She's actually great. She looks amazing. She looks super fit. She's lost a significant amount of weight, reshaped her body, but just loves the community so much that she just can't get enough. So she's in BBC 13.
You know why? She wants to be accountable. She wants to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Sometimes you like that. You like being part of something, and you're like, you know what? If I'm slipping, I got my group to.
Well, it's the community too. She's a big part of the community. She's a big, very active in the group, the community group, and it's hard to let that go. So we are excited to have her part of BBC 13. But you guys join us in BBC 13. It is not too late. I'm pretty sure this is the first one in a while that I plan on fully participating in myself. I'm going to do my little habit tracking and accumulate points. Obviously, I can't win prizes, but I will be ticking away and holding myself accountable to the group as well this time. I haven't done that in a while.
Ladies, hold her ass accountable.
Yeah.
Call her out.
So I'm in there with you guys. I'm in there. All right. Before I forget, if you guys do not know, we have another show called Off Topic. It is on Patreon. And it's $7 a month, unfiltered, uncensored episodes. We also do an after show. After every single podcast, we kind of do a little debrief of things that we couldn't talk about on the actual episode. And then every Wednesday, we have an unfiltered, uncensored episode there. So if you're interested, check the description and join us over on our Patreon channel, which is called Off Topic. Of course, follow us on Instagram. Thank you for everyone who's been following. We've been getting a lot of followers over there on our candidly_with_coffee Instagram.
Oh, yeah. How's that doing?
We have 1,026.
Ooh, we finally broke 1,000. I remember you wanted to break that number for a long time.
Yeah, it was bothering me. Like, why can't we break 1,000? This is ridiculous.
Instagram is slow.
And then if you have not already left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we really appreciate it. That just gives us a little more like, I don't know what you call it.
Kudos, clout.
Yeah, clout.
There you go. Clout. Hey.
Clout.
Hey, listen, we're trying to be numero uno in the Bay Area.
Yeah, we're doing our best over here. We try.
Yes, we do. Give it our all.
So I started watching a documentary on Netflix. I did not finish it, but it was very intriguing. And that's our hot coffee topic of the episode. It is no secret to you guys by now how much I love my 1UP Nutrition supplements. They are a part of my daily routine, from the daily cleanse and the gut health plus that help keep my digestion on point, to their protein powders that I incorporate into so many different recipes. The ISO protein is very easy to digest and only 110 calories per scoop. The whey protein is delicious. The flavors are so good and always have little extra crunchy cookie pieces in them that just take the flavor to the next level. Their powders, like the Pure Rebuild and the pre-workout, are a staple in my daily workout routine. Their flavors are amazing. I'm alcohol-free these days, but I swear when I drink some of these flavors from 1UP, I actually feel like I'm having a delicious mocktail. Their products are third-party tested, so you know what you're getting. They're made in the USA. If you use code Janine at checkout for a discount. That's JEANINE. And it is called The Man with 1,000 Kids.
I saw that.
Have you ever thought about this? So he's a sperm donor from the Netherlands, and he has donated so much sperm. He's thought to have had over 1,000 children out there. But there are regulations. He's breaking the law. There's regulations on how much you can donate and where you can donate.
How's he getting away with it then? They're not tracking him?
Well, he's fraudulent stuff. He got addicted to it. Apparently, like, it's an addiction.
There was a show me and you similarly watched where a doctor was doing that at a sperm bank, remember?
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of kids and too many relatives in the town.
Well, no, he was a fertility doctor.
There you go. That's what it was.
And he was telling them they were purchasing sperm from a sperm bank, but he would switch it with his.
Yes.
That's a little different, but I wonder if it's the same thing, like a sickness.
It is a sickness, of course.
Because ironically, I've also, I watch my 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah.
Well, on 90 Day Fiancé, on the current season, there is a guy on there that is addicted to donating sperm, but he doesn't do it at a sperm bank. He does, he meets up with people on the internet because it's cheaper for them, and he meets up with people and donates.
And just donates?
Yeah.
No intercourse with them?
Sometimes, yes.
Really?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes it's just a transaction, but it's all...
Wow.
So here's the problem. So this guy in the Netherlands, he has supposedly thousands of kids all within the same vicinity. It's a serious problem because people who don't know that they have siblings, it's actually, you're more likely to fall in love with a sibling if you don't know it's a sibling, because you naturally gravitate towards people with similarities.
Facts.
Similar mannerisms, similar likes, similar features even.
Yes, true.
Have you ever noticed that, a lot of times a husband and wife look like brother and sister?
Yeah.
They kind of tend to look alike a lot of times.
Yes.
It's because one of the things that contributes to us falling in love is having similar interests and similarities. That's why a lot of people gravitate towards each other from the same culture or the same astrology sign. It's like the similarities. So it's a problem because now we've got a lot of people who could potentially be falling in love with their sibling in the Netherlands.
You don't want to be procreating with the sibling because those kids will come out messed up too. That's too pure, the DNA.
No, that's very bad.
Yeah, it is very bad. It causes a lot of illness, sickness. It's happened with that doctor who did that. Not this guy, but the doctor who did fertility. He had an ailment with him, and he passed it on to all his offspring.
Yeah, like a genetic disorder.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was exactly. It was something. It was, and they all had it too. A lot of them had it from him.
You know what I was going to say is, oh gosh, speaking of genetics and siblings, would you believe that my dad at one point tried to convince me to let Charles and Cookie breed? And they're half siblings. They have the same, it's our Yorkie. Cookie is a Yorkie, Charles is a Morkie. They have the same father. And my dad wanted to breed them.
No.
But isn't that strange? I was like,
pure.
Dad, that's not ethical.
Not
And
at all.
he said that I was wrong, that you can do that.
Nope.
And I was like, no, that is not ethical. You will get dogs with like 3 legs. And
Yeah, no.
that's weird, right?
Yeah, he's tripping.
I don't know. And,
So
my mom actually contacted me and said, Janine, be very careful because your father wants Charles for Cookie and Cookie's in heat. So don't let Charles come around Cookie. Like she thought he was going to pull a fast one.
No. This is when old people sometimes don't know best. Sorry. They got to sit back. They don't know best.
Can you believe that?
Crazy idea, yes.
I was a little nervous that he would come steal Charles and suddenly Cookie.
I wouldn't allow that either. I wouldn't, like, no, that's not going to happen.
Hell no, that's
disgusting.
sick.
That's a sibling. I don't care if it's half. It's still a sibling.
It's sick.
Too pure.
That is sick. All right, so I got a very, very special delivery this week. We got our partial delivery of our Transcend Peptides.
Yes.
What did you get?
I got my my normal, which I normally take, but the peptide I'm excited about that's new that I just started is a tesamorelin. Just came in.
The tesamorelin. That is kind of like
For nighttime.
A growth hormone stimulating.
Yes,
It's supposed to help with what? Body fat and muscle gain?
that's correct. And sleep.
Oh,
I slept pretty damn good last night. I will say that.
really?
Yeah.
Do you think it impacted your sleep?
I don't know. That'd be lovely if it does. If it like keeps me knocked out,
Wow.
shuts this brain of mine
Yeah,
off.
I got my refills on all my medications, but in addition to that, I also got my 5-amino 1MQ. That's what it's called. I always forget what it's called. It's an amino acid, and I actually looked up specifically what it's supposed to do. So it inhibits fatty acid synthesis in the body, meaning that it reduces the ability of the body to store fat by blocking fat's access to cells. This naturally helps people on weight loss plans keep unwanted pounds off. It helps release proteins into the muscle cells during exercise or other activities that lead to breakdown of stored energy, thus helping you to maintain your lean muscle while you are cutting fat. So it helps with recomp, which I love.
You know which one I'm excited about? We both haven't had it. It's the NAD plus.
The NAD plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's supposed to help with energy, but that's also supposed to help with like cell turnover and just reversing the signs of aging.
Somebody, yesterday, we went back and forth a little bit because I posted something about what the IGF peptide. He was, it's not like the real deal, is it? I go, well, it's not IGF-1, bro, like the growth hormone. No, it's not. It's a peptide, but does it work? Yes. Then he went on to say, like, it probably come from China. Oh, yeah, okay, bro. Nah.
I mean, who cares? Why would you
this
even?
guy was just, somebody I know. Just
Oh,
went back
really?
and I said, is Ozempic real? Does Ozempic work? So peptides do work, bro. Before you start questioning, do peptides really work? And he made a comment on my Instagram, like, yeah, they work, bro.
Well, I mean, usually, you're going to get people who have their feelings about it, which is fine. And at this point, I'm still in experimental phase. I can't raise my hand and cross my heart and say, yes, this is great. We're experimenting and determining which ones are right for us. Now, so far, I did take my 5-amino this morning. I also took my tezofensine for appetite control. I didn't feel jittery. I mean, I was able to eat, but I feel like it probably will prevent me from snacking. I feel a little something, but I'm not sure yet. I mean, it's only the first day, and I did take it with the 5-amino, and then I also I got my GHKCU peptide cream for my face, and I actually also am going to be implementing it on my chest because the chest ages significantly as well. A lot of times you can tell someone's age by their chest.
That's true. You could.
Yeah. So I'm going to be lathering it up there like just like in this area, it's what is this called? The décolleté or décolleté.
I didn't even.
I don't know.
I never knew.
You never heard of that? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's
No.
something like that. It's basically this area from your neck down. I would say on my entire body, the place that's aged the most, that shows the most age for me, is my neck, right underneath my neck here.
Yeah.
If I could get rid of that.
That usually shows a lot of women. Even me, I got a loose skin, and I know
Yeah.
it's from weight gain,
Yeah,
weight
me
loss.
too. Could get rid of that, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, they come up with a cream for men. I'm gonna try it. I'm an open book.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
well,
not like these old dinosaurs. Like, no, I don't need that. They're all so closed-minded.
my cream is not for women. It's just a cream.
Yeah, but if it works on you, then maybe I'll try it on
Well,
me.
yeah, you have to get your own though.
Yeah.
I'm bathing in mine. I'm gonna pour it in a bathtub and just like get inside of it and lay there for a while.
I mean, they got some good stuff coming in the future, man. I'm excited for like stem cells. Like they're discovering more and more stuff with that.
So Transcend also has stuff like exosomes for treating baldness and things like that too. They're diving into that whole realm as well. So a lot of cool
Yeah,
stuff.
because a lot of men don't like to let it go.
No,
They don't
but
like
and
to let it go.
if you get in front of it
Yeah.
before it goes,
Yeah.
you can reverse the loss with these treatments. So if if your hair is important to you, then it's something that you can definitely get in front of. But as you guys know, we have partnered with Transcend. So if you head over to transcendcompany.com/ESCO Elite and get your consult in, they'll send you a requisition for your blood work. They will review the results with you, and then they will make the recommendations. And they have so much stuff. Basically, they're going to ask you, what are your goals? And they're going to recommend the peptides that will get you to your goals faster.
Yes.
I mean, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. Little help. Listen, little help goes a long way, especially as you get older.
Yeah, I mean, shoot.
I'm trying to be optimized.
Me
I love that
too.
word. When Joe Rogan said that word, it stuck with me like,
No, that's what I say.
Optimized.
I don't want to be normal. That's not my aesthetic is not normal or natural. I was talking to my hairdresser about that because she was just telling me about like when she went for surgery and what she wanted with her results and stuff like that with her augmentation. And
What did she say?
We were just talking about, I was telling her what my boob size was and all of that. And I was like, my aesthetic is not natural. I have a hair extensions, lip filler, eyelash extensions. I am not going for the natural look.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, moving on to a couple of crazy things I've heard lately. I've had several appointments. I've been out in the wild lately. Usually I'm hunkered down at home, so I don't get a lot of exposure to people, having conversations with people. But when they know what I do, I get a lot of questions.
Of course.
But some of the crazy things I've heard that I just cannot believe that people in this day and age with access to the internet and resources still believe.
Yeah.
One of them was, I don't want to lose weight. I just want to tone up and get rid of this cellulite on my legs. And I was like, well, that's body fat. So you have to lose weight in order to get rid of it.
Yes.
And she's like, well, I don't think it's body fat. I think it is soft muscle.
Yeah.
Do not hate me if you're listening to this right now, the person who told me this, because I had to share. It's kind of hilarious.
Soft muscle.
I was like,
I've
there's
never heard
no
that
such
one.
thing as soft muscle.
No.
You either have muscle or you don't.
That's it.
But it's not
there's
soft.
No, there's
She
no in
goes,
between.
But she's like, but why is it feel soft? And I said, because you have muscle there, but there is think about it like your muscle is wearing a sweater.
Yes, that's a good way of putting
You got to
it.
shed the sweater.
Yes.
It's covered. So you have a nice, hard, firm muscle because that muscle is firm. It is strong. It is what gets us to be able to move and to get out of a chair and to walk. It's not soft. It's not like a jellyfish,
No.
but it's covered with body fat. So you can't. She goes, well, how do I get rid of that if I don't want to lose weight? Yeah, you can't do that. You cannot get rid of body fat without being in a calorie deficit.
I like to win the lottery someday, but I don't play it. So how am I going to win it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. So
Yeah.
just to clear it up, you guys, there's no such thing as soft muscle.
yeah, none.
Then there's also you can't spot reduce fat.
True.
So
Facts.
there is no special exercises to target a specific area of fat. If you want to get rid of the fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit. I know I sound like a broken record, but I hear it out. Like I said, I was out in the wild and I heard it from multiple people.
The outlandish things that people hear, say, and run with it. Ladies, stop doing those side things with the dumbbells or side crunches. They're not doing nothing for you.
Yeah, if you want to.
This is 2024. Stop it. That's not going to get rid of your little longhas.
Here's the other thing. What about when you see on the in the gym someone on the Stairmaster doing the little leg kickbacks? You're doing not a damn thing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No.
It's nothing. Just do the Stairmaster. Just get your hands off the rails or don't put any pressure on the rails and do the Stairmaster for a cardiovascular workout.
Go
if
slow.
you are trying to work out your muscles, then that is strength training, lifting actual weights.
Hello.
You know, you can activate with like bands or something like that, but you are wasting your time on the Stairmaster trying to build any sort of muscle. It is cardio, and you're doing quite the opposite if you're doing too much. When I think about those kind of things, seeing people at a gym or doing that kind of silly stuff, I do think it's funny, but I also, like, it makes me think of like, oh, but if that were like my parent, like,
so
I would think it's cute.
The staff should step up like, hey, you might injure yourself. Do it this way. You know?
Oh, no, I've seen some. Yeah, they should be directed to do that.
If I ran a gym and I was a manager, you'd have to go through protocols. How much experience do you have? Do you have any workout experience? I'd make them hire a trainer, even for a couple small packages to learn to use the machines, because they're going to hurt themselves a lot of times.
No, I saw, at the City Sport, I saw someone doing, so the chest press that you do like this, the front, the flies.
The pec deck?
Yeah, the pec deck.
The one where you're like
I
this?
saw someone grabbing just one side and doing like they were swinging a baseball bat.
Yeah.
That was
the
strange.
Shit people do. Yeah.
Yeah, you do see some crazy things.
My goodness.
But
Sometimes I wonder, are they doing that because they don't know, or somebody's just exaggerating a movement for attention? Sometimes
I think you can tell usually people just don't know. They're just trying to do movements. Then you've got the other genre of like women a lot of times who will use the machines in crazy ways to do like glute exercises or something.
Yeah,
They'll do some
true.
crazy glute type exercises, but I think there's a little bit of everything. To be honest, it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when I see people at the gym and they're not serious about working out, but they're occupying the machines.
That part.
They're just playing around, playing games.
One dude, I needed the little incline chest, the hammer strength, and I left him alone for a while. Just stayed on mine. And finally, 10 minutes later, this dude was still on his phone. Say, hey, bro, how many sets you got left? He's I was just waiting for you to finish yours. All right, well, let's swap. You weren't like you were like this the whole time, dog.
No,
I didn't say nothing. I said, cool, let's swap. That's all. I played it nice, smooth.
Well, you know what happens?
He was like this the whole entire time. I watched him.
Yeah, so like on the low row, for whatever reason, always happens on the low row because I guess it's comfortable the way they're sitting there and they got their phone in front. I'll sit and watch this guy this one time, and he was like on his phone, and I was very obviously there. So it's like, okay, all I said was, hey, because I figured as soon as you say, hey, how many sets do you have left, that'll trigger them to do some, right? So he's like, oh yeah, whatever. And so he started to do a set, and then he proceeded to put it down again and then scroll on his phone again for another 3 minutes. I'm like, what the heck?
I'm impatient. I was like, hey, man, get out the way. Let me
But
move.
I don't say anything.
I know you don't. I do. I'm like, if you ain't here to work, man, get out the way.
But
man.
it makes my blood boil.
Of course it does.
But I don't say anything.
Go sit on a chair off to the side and go scroll through Instagram while you want.
Scroll your ass off.
Go scroll, but get the fuck out of the way. Seriously, some people want to work. Some of us don't have a lot of time. We're trying to work.
You know me too. When I'm at the gym, I like to get in, get out. I'm not playing around. I want to get my sets done, and I want to get the F out.
Yep.
What are some of the other ones I heard? She says, I really need to stop eating dairy because I'm getting like a lot of belly fat. I was like, what do you mean? Like, stop eating dairy?
Yeah.
She goes, well, dairy causes belly fat. And she said it as matter of fact. Like, it is a factual thing.
Does she know who she's talking to?
Dairy causes belly fat. I was like, really? No, I said, really? Who said that? She goes, they say. And who is they?
Back to they say.
They?
Yeah, back to they say.
Please tell me.
They say, the internet, the world, they say.
She goes, it doesn't? And I said, well, I mean, anything in excess is going to cause fat accumulation, And, belly fat, comes if you're older, perimenopause, menopause, and you eat excess calories, you're going to gain extra fat. But if you like dairy and you don't have an intolerance to dairy, you don't have to give up dairy. In fact, it's actually quite nutritious if you are not intolerant. It has a lot of nutrients in full-fat dairy.
Yes, it does.
So she was just blown away. She goes, I always thought that dairy I was like, well, I said, do me a favor. Be cautious of the information that you read and then store as fact, especially if you're going to repeat it. Because you're repeating it to me, and obviously I know that's not true.
Yeah.
But how many other people have you told that to that now also believe that dairy causes belly fat? And this is how, misinformation is spread.
People take it at face value and run with it. And we hear that. I heard a lot, too much shit off. I heard it on TikTok or they. They say or I heard.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is they? I want to know who is they? They, them, who?
Yeah.
Where did you get your source?
Where are they? I want to meet them.
I tell people this. I go, listen, man, you don't know who they are, but real talk. Go on YouTube, look up BioLane or Dr. Andrew Huberman.
Yeah.
That's who you need to be. Those two dudes, that's it. Those two guys. Listen to them. They know facts, 100%. They're doctors, legit.
Yeah, I like Dr. Joey Munoz. Munoz. How do you say it? Munoz. He's, I think, mentored by Lane.
Is
also.
He? Okay.
Yeah, but he's got a good information as well. Pick people that are very knowledgeable. They have a lot of credentials and a lot of, experience.
Yeah.
And just stick with them. And because if you gather information from too many sources, you are going to be so confused. You would think in this day and age that more people would be knowledgeable, but most people are not.
You know what it is, babe? I'll tell you why. They don't want to take the time to research it and look it up themselves. They just take it, run with it, and that's it. Instead of them, like, hold up. What's this person saying? Let me go look at it. Let me go look into this my damn self. Make sure that. But no, people take things and run with it, and that's that, and they believe it. And then they hear it over and over and over, and you start believing things.
Yeah, you know what the interesting thing is? Why don't more people say, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Let me go try to find it from a reputable source.
That's it.
But people don't. They want to be like know-it-alls.
Yeah, they don't want to seem, I don't know. I don't know if I'm using the right word, is dumb. They just, I say, you're not knowledge, you're not versed in that space.
Yeah.
Same thing, like, don't talk this game with me and my wife who are versed in this game. We both certified trainers. We've been doing it a long time. I've been in this space a long time. Like, and if I don't know, I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna go look it up. I'm gonna go research it. I'm gonna figure it out, see if it's true. And I know many people in the space. I'll reach out to them. Hey, did you hear about this? What do you think of this?
I mean, I also if you are working with someone who says they know everything, run for the hills. I don't know everything. And a lot of times if I do get a question and it's something I don't know, I will then take that opportunity to learn it. So now I just increase my knowledge. But I will go to, like I said, I've got some reputable sources that I trust, NASM, whom I received my certification from.
Bingo.
Like you said, Lane Norton, Andrew Huberman. I go to reputable sources to get my confirmation, my information. I'll even read some studies if necessary, and so that I can feel confident in my knowledge. And now I've increased my knowledge. But if I don't know, I'm not going to pull something out of my ass just so that I can sound smart.
Man, listen, if I even need to, shout out my boy Adam, Mind Pump. If I need to, I'll reach out to Adam.
Yeah.
I'm like, Adam, you don't know, reach out to Sal. Those guys they all know. They've been in space a long time.
Yes.
Those guys know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They interview doctors, legitimate people in the space. Yes. There's that one chick, I can't remember her.
Gabrielle Lyon.
There you go. She's very versed, smart lady.
Excellent, she knows. Yeah.
And there's Rondra Patrick, very smart lady in the space. Then there's Peter Attia, another dude who knows. Mm-hmm. So there you guys go. These people are versed in the space. They're smart, degrees, knowledgeable. Right. They're not just guessing nothing out of their ass.
No. And then there are the Zealots.
Yes.
Who just kind of stick on one thing.
Yeah.
And they tend to just be tunnel vision on whatever their specialty is. They're just tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You know, like if they're a big believer in fasting, like all roads are fasting. Fasting. Fasting is
Our
the cure
road is-
for everything.
Yes, true.
You know, they can tend to get tunnel vision, or it's a carnivore person.
They'll
be like, no, carnivore is the only way.
Nope.
I also feel like you should be wary of people that are like in a box, pigeonholed.
Always. They're the worst.
Because they have like blinders on to other things.
I mean, look at how many people were pigeonholed to the keto game, and look what it did. It's
I
still
know.
there, but it blew up. A lot of people got away from it.
No, it has a new jacket on, and the jacket is called carnivore.
Yeah, there you go. It's always
It's always
reinventing the
something.
wheel. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Life is busy, and when I get busy and don't have time to meal prep, I reach into my freezer and grab a MegaFit Meals. MegaFit Meals are a macro-friendly meal prep, no subscription required, real quality ingredients. They switch up the menu. You guys, I love them. Their chicken tenders, the margarita pizza, the chicken quesadillas. I mean, this food sounds indulgent, but guess what? It fits right into your macros. Head over to their website, and don't you forget to use code JEANINE. That's code Janine for a discount. All right, moving on to Comment Corner. This one comes to us from Alexa Limbini, 7911. I started listening to y'all about 6 months ago and absolutely love your channel. It's no nonsense, real life, quality health and fitness advice. I love your message and vibe. Congrats on your show, and we'll be listening for many, many more. Oh, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for the
Welcome
support.
to the show. Rachel Melton, 26. The town is called San Cristobal de las Casas that is addicted to Coca-Cola.
Oh, so she saw the show.
Yeah,
That's
thank you
nice.
for that.
I would have never guessed the town.
Yeah.
It's literally in the mountains of Mexico in the cuts.
Yeah, so
It's
she's
crazy.
referring to last episode we talked about how there's an entire town addicted to regular soda. And they have a very high rate of diabetes and heart attack
and death.
And death.
People
yeah.
were dropping like flies up there.
And the last one, Rocio Sanchez. Working harder than the results you are getting. Yes, and it always going to feel that way. Like you said, Janine, losing weight is like money. It's easier to spend it than it is to save it in a piggy bank. And that is how the journey of weight loss is. It is easier to gain weight than it is to lose it. And sadly, that is just the way it is. I would love to have a magic pill where I can just wake up in the morning and have reached my weight loss goal, but that is not realistic because that does not exist.
That's not the way the Creator made us.
It's just not the way it is. And if it were that way, then we wouldn't want it.
Could you imagine?
We wouldn't want
like
it.
a society who was chopped and diced and in shape.
No, we wouldn't want
Everybody, the norm, where everybody was just 10%, women were 15%, men were 10%. How would? Because now I feel like we're anomalies. People look at us weird, like, wait a minute, they're not overweight. How come they're not one of us?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I wonder that.
so
What would a
if-
society be like?
Because if we were naturally, it was easy to be fit and thin, and it was difficult to gain weight, then we would want to gain weight. I think that there was a time in history where you were thought to be like have more money and more status in society if you were larger, because that means you had access to food and you had more abundance.
I believe in some Chinese circles it's like that in China. Some Asian circles that fatter you are, that means you have more
money,
yes,
right? Yeah.
That's true.
So it's all
That is
about supply and demand
And some
kind of
African
thing.
cultures too
Yeah.
got that the same way. Yes, that is true.
Yeah, interesting. All right, so now let's talk about. I just want to have an open conversation about this because I'm not really sure why it is necessarily, but why is it that we tend to take the foot off the gas when we achieve a goal or break through to a new level?
Comfort. For some reason, our brain likes to go back to comfort, to what it knows.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you're comfortable before you're getting to the success.
Yeah.
And sometimes also self-sabotage, fear.
Yeah.
Like success scares you. So you go back into your hole. I mean, that's one thing I could think of. Maybe there's something else behind it.
Yeah, I think that it's almost, I think when it comes to like the self-sabotage stuff, I think that has to do with like some undealt with traumas, because you almost feel like you're unworthy or you don't deserve this status that you've achieved. Maybe like you feel almost like imposter
I
syndrome.
was going to say maybe like imposter syndrome. Joe Rogan
Yeah.
talks about that. He says he even feels imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're super successful. You're the top dog in this whole game.
Yeah, I definitely, you know, it's like just when I think I've gotten better and I don't deal with it, I kind of deal with it. So, and I don't know if it's related or the same thing, but even in like my body boot camp, let's say, I asked the current participants, hey, would you guys be willing to take a little survey and just rate the program and give me like a testimonial? And a bunch of them came through, and I found myself, I didn't open it up right away. I let it sit because I felt like almost embarrassed to read such positive feedback.
Really?
Is that weird? Like I almost felt
weird.
like it was like I would
open right up, like, let's go.
Yeah. So I feel like,
Love
oh my
that.
gosh, I felt like felt like a little bit of imposter syndrome. It did. That's what it feels like. And what that told me was this must be a really great program. I've created a great program and I know that, but like when people are now affirming that, it almost makes me feel like it's like imposter syndrome.
Well, maybe,
because then you feel like, oh my God, maybe it's really not that great. And all of these people are just fooled to think it's great. But I know that's not the case. It's just my thought process.
Maybe you have to follow your advice. Maybe because it's making you feel uncomfortable, you're onto the right thing.
No, I know. And I have. I've identified that about myself. I, too, have a tendency to let my foot off the gas when I break through to another level and sometimes go back into the comfort zone.
How do you feel right now? Because you've broken into a whole nother level. I'm firsthand witnessing it.
I'm feeling.
I know you know.
I still feel the anxiety feelings and the thoughts creep in, but I'm able to push them out better than I used to and be like, nope, got to keep going.
That's it. Well, you got to think about this. What would our coach say to us?
Yeah.
We have a coach.
Yeah.
If he was on the phone with us, he'd be like, he called me out once. What would he say to you?
Yeah, I know.
So just like you said, what would you say to your gals when they're kind of like, come on, ladies?
No, I know. I see it with clients all the time.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted to bring this up because it's something that I need to become even better at coaching other people through in terms of weight loss. Now, for myself, I'm talking about it in a business aspect. But for my clients, I see a lot of times where they reach a goal and then they stop.
Happened to me.
Yeah.
One of my guys.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, bro? You're there.
It's like
Why would you stop?
They stop. Or they stop short of reaching a goal because they don't see it. They don't believe it's happening. They don't see the change. And so they stop.
And then they start going back to the other direction.
Yeah.
I know. It sucks. It's almost like, I almost caught you from jumping off the ledge, but you did it anyways.
It's like a self-sabotage thing. And you know what, it's okay. One of the things, so I have researched, like, how do you get in front of that if you know that you tend to do that? One of the things you can do to help shorten the duration of the falling off track is to share it. So when my clients tell me about it, when they share it, I'm like, you know what? You're already on the right track. Because I bet you this has happened to you dozens of times before, and you never say it out loud. Because I know, because I've done that many times in other aspects of my life. I don't share it. I don't say, hey, babe, I'm going to take my foot off the gas. I'm not going to really push forward in my business because of this. I don't share it. It just happens. But if you can identify it and actually share it or say it out loud, that's like half the battle. Because imagine this, because if I had those feelings and then I told you like, hey, you know what, I'm freaking out, I'm going to back up, you would be like, oh, the fuck you are.
Oh, I'd call your ass out.
And you'd push me back in line, right? Like, no, you got this. You're going to do blah, blah, blah. You remind me. That's why it's important to have an accountability partner, a coach. Yeah. That's why when my clients do that and they tell me, I'm like, look, you're already getting better. I'm sure you've done this for years. But look, now you're telling me. And that's a huge win. It doesn't feel like a win to you because you've just fallen off track and you had a moment and you've self-sabotaged. But you took the time to write me this right now and share it. That's a win.
That's what I tell my guys. One of my new clients was like, might overate this weekend a little bit, this, and that. I said, you know what? That's growth. You could admit that. I like that. Because I'm here to guide you. There's no need to hide it from me. Just tell me. Cool. Okay, let's go back on the wagon. You're good. Good. This is part of the journey, bro. This is why you had me for a year. This is the journey. It's gonna be like it's gonna be smooth. You're gonna hit some bumps, error, like turbulence. You gotta think like, and then you're gonna come out of that. The sky opens up, but you gotta keep on fighting through that. That's
I
growth.
also feel like it's because it's new territory that you're breaking through. It's scary, and you almost get like this intense fear of failure.
A lot of people get that.
Because it's easy to be in a state of failure. Like you've been there for a while, right? But it's a lot harder when you're showing some success and people are seeing your success and then you panic because now if you can't sustain it, people are going to see you fail. I think that's part of it too.
Interesting.
Do you think that ever has happened to you? Do you tend to have issues with this at all or not really?
There's times where I question myself. I can guess, and I check myself real quick. But as far as me personally, no, I'm a good visioner. Like when you taught me macros, I was like, all right, I would stare at myself like, all right, I've been there, but I haven't been to that. I haven't been quite there. But I've been close, but I haven't been there. And I'm gonna take it there. I'm gonna take it to another level.
Yeah.
I set it in my head, and I didn't think of failure at all. That's the thing. I think a lot of people, they somehow failure comes into their mind. You can't focus. You got to focus on achieving that goal. Don't stop. And something I read in a book by what's that? Why am I drawing a blank? The book you got me recently.
Oh, Tim Grover, Relentless.
Relentless. And he said what makes champions like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, why they become unstoppable because they're relentless. And that's what I think of myself, like, you got to be relentless, bro. You tell myself, you're relentless. That's what separates you from everybody else, bro. You're relentless.
Yeah,
You've always been relentless.
There's a quote. I've used it before. I love this quote. And it says, you have to be relentless in pursuit of the things that set your soul on fire.
Facts. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Big time.
Because you have to, like, have that feeling, that deep burning desire internally that you set your soul on fire.
Yes.
I think there are so many people walking this earth right now with their fire is out.
Oh, it's out.
Okay, the wood is wet.
It's wet. Yeah.
It's not even.
You know which other one I live by, and I use this a lot, and it sticks in my head is a Rocky quote, and I got tested.
love
when I got dropped by the stroke. You know that quote when he says
It's on the it's in the wall in the gym.
Yes.
Our gym at the home at the house.
Like, basically, real quick is every time you get knocked down in life, or we're gonna get knocked down, you just gotta keep getting back up and keep on fighting. Life's not done yet. The fight's not done, and I love that. He's like,
that's how winners are made.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not about how many times you get knocked down.
Nope.
It's how many times you get up and keep going.
That's it.
That's how winners are made.
If you put certain things in your head and you live by that, you'll succeed. I swear it works like a charm. Mindset's everything. I was just talking to Vicky, a friend of ours, and she said something interesting. I'm at home all day. Yes, I love my baby. I love my son. I'm raising him all day. There's times where boredom creeps in. I'm doing the same thing over and over. But she's like, how many people get to do this in life, get to spend time with their baby all day, not put them in daycare? And how many women get to go to the gym and go work out? And I said, that's a good one. She goes, it's all mindset. And she's like, I'm not giving into the old adage of mom bod. I go, don't. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't give into. Wife has 2 kids. Don't give into that. It's a lie. It's like saying guys who are 40 and up with their guts, they can't get a 6-pack. The 6-packs are the end of it. You just got to shut off the sweater.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a victim mentality.
It is. There's a lot of
like
it.
to adopt.
Oh, there's tons of it out there.
Yeah. I don't know what I was watching. Actually, I think it was a book. I was reading my Kindle book, and this girl was talking about how life was just going bad and all these things were happening. She got pulled over by a police officer, and she was crying and saying like, oh, like I was just checking my bank account because it's overdrawn and I'm like stressed. She was like giving him her whole life story. And he goes, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. He goes, but I'm still going to write you a ticket. And she took that ticket, and she was like, you know what? That's the best thing that he ever did for me was give me the ticket. Because you know what it taught me? It taught me that having the victim mentality does you no good.
None.
I sat there and whined and cried about being a victim, and it did me absolutely no fucking good.
Nope.
Is that going to change the balance of my bank account? Is that going to change the fact that I'm going to get this ticket right now? It's not going to change anything. Too many people embrace and just hold on to that victim mentality.
Oh my goodness. Jeez.
We can all walk through life with a victim mindset because everybody has been through something, has had some sort of adversity to overcome, is currently going through problems. But the difference between one person versus another is one person chooses to be a victim and one person chooses to not be a victim. And regardless of the circumstances of their life, they still pursue goals. They still, try to succeed, and they don't like wallow in that pool of self-pity.
And some people think like what they're going through, like they're immune, like they're the only person in life. Like it's poor me or this or that, blah, blah. You're not the only one that gone through shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you think you're the only one?
I know.
Again, I didn't use that stroke as a victim mentality. I got up off my ass a few weeks later. I was like back to the gym. Instead of I could have been wallowing like, oh, why'd this happen? And poor me, and this is fucked up. Why did life deal me this card? And I'm like, okay, we're in a fight now. I was trying to fight back. That's how I felt like. Like that Rocky, I got knocked down. Now it's time to get back up. So I use that as a strength. A lot of people use their little victim stuff as a weakness. Use that as a strength. Turn it around.
Use it as the fucking match that's gonna light the fire.
Yes, fuel. Use that shit as fuel. Like, you know what? Life ain't going the best for me, but fuck that. It's all about your attitude. Doesn't mean you got to stay there. Okay, it's not the best right now, but life doesn't stay there. You always said life. The cloud might be gray right now.
Yeah.
But guess what? The cloud's gonna go away. The rain's gonna go away, and it's gonna be sunshine
That's
again.
what my thing. I always say that the rain is here, but the sun will shine again.
Oh yeah, it will. That's life.
It's just that's life.
You got to take it as it comes. And I tell people, how do you deal with adversity? Well, you got to level yourself up. That's how you take it as adversity. You got to discipline yourself for life. So when things do happen, you're ready for it. Like, all right, cool. I've been here before. I know how to deal with this. Let's go.
Yeah, but I feel like so many people just accept defeat.
They do. Quick. They give up.
Defeat. And like I said, like that's the top of this show. Like they let their foot off the gas. It's like they don't feel like they taste success and then they let it go.
Yep. Everybody wants it. Like you always said the other day. Even I think you said in our client group, where Rogana says, how bad you guys want this? How bad do you really want this?
Yeah.
Do you really want this? Are you one foot in, one foot out? Or are you all the way in? You got to be all the way in. I'm talking to people all the time like, hey, you got to want this.
Yeah, we can't do it for you.
No.
Just because you whipped out your credit card and you hired a coach, that doesn't do anything. You have to actually do the work. Like we know what to do and we can help you get to where you want to be, but you are the one that has to do the work.
I could tune your car. I could get you supercharged, but you're the driver. You got to drive the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Straight up. You got to drive it. You got to handle it. It's you.
Yeah.
This is your vessel. You got to do it. I'll tune you. I'll get you there. I'll chop you, but you got to do the rest of the work. You got to drive this thing correctly and be open to listening. People they're so closed-minded. They hire us and then they go off to the left because they heard this or that. They go back to always like, hey. I'm the professional here. Let me guide you.
You know, with my one-on-one clients, I'm very clear. Like, look, this is my way. This is, you got to like tune out the noise.
Yes.
Because a lot of times the problem is people they panic and want to change something if something doesn't go according to how they feel it should go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How they feel.
But I mean, in terms of like, letting your foot off the gas and not pushing through, I see it a lot. I see a lot of people, they'll go on a journey to get to where they've been before. Everybody wants to be, what I was in high school, what I was 10 years ago, what I was here. How about going somewhere that you have never fucking been before?
Exactly.
Because that's where I want to take people. I want to take people past that barricade.
I want all my guys, and I say this, I want all you guys to wake up one morning, look in the mirror, like some of my star clients.
Yeah.
And be like,
holy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shout out my boy Los. He's like, proud of himself.
Yeah.
Feels good. Cloud 9, because he shut the fuck up. He's doing the work. He's with me like going on 10 months or so. He ain't throwing the towel. He loves this. He goes, it's too easy. People only knew. I'm like, it feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I know how I feel. I know you feel that way. I'm trying to get the rest of these guys to feel this way. So they amaze themselves. Go somewhere they've never been.
Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to go somewhere you've never been. Stop putting limitations and trying to get back to some other version of yourself, because that version is gone. It's in the past. It's in the rear view mirror. We're looking forward. And forward means when you break through to a certain level, you don't let your foot off the gas. You hit that thing down to the ground.
You double down,
and
triple down.
I have recently, over the past year, adopted that mentality. I've gotten so much better at that. When I feel that uncomfortable feeling or the little anxiety, like, oh, I don't know, I go, watch this. And I press it down a little harder. And guess what? I break through to another level. And then it happens. It'll keep happening, but I keep breaking through to other levels. And I'm breaking through to levels I have never been before because of that mindset change. Whereas before, I was kind of like swimming around in my comfort pool.
You're in the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
You were scared of the deep pool. You were scared of the 6 foot and up
I was
pool.
cool,
What
we can do.
What I used to say about the gym, not right now, women are a lot tougher, more mentally strong, is when I met you in that era, what did women always do? I call them cardio bunnies. All they did was sit on the elliptical treadmills. They were so scared to go to the freeway there.
Yeah.
Now you see these chicks deadlifting.
Oh, yeah.
Hip thrusters. They look stronger than the men in there. These girls are yoking out harder than the men. What's wrong with you fellas? You guys are all tweeny looking, playing. These girls are jacked. Some of them. I'm watching it. I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah,
mindset change. No, gone are the days of women think they're weak. They know they're not weak. Those days are gone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a mindset shift. You have to practice. You have to share your struggles. If you're working with a coach, share those struggles. Don't hide it when that kind of stuff happens, because sometimes you need someone to say, like pull the socks up. What do they say? Pull your knee socks up.
Yes.
Like buckle up.
Pull your bootstraps up.
Yeah, bootstraps.
We're going to work.
Yeah, you get back on the horse and just keep going. You're gonna hit periods where you feel like that. That is okay. It's part of the process, but it doesn't mean that you can't push through it.
Not at all.
Very, very important.
Break to the other side.
Yep. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.